I'm really glad I found. Good evening, all you minties, and welcome back to another episode of Reelz Talk with your host, the amazing Amanda, who had to school my lovely co-host on who the black actor was in the 2001 movie called O. So there we go.
I don't know if Googling counts as schooling. You had to Google it for me.
I know, but
that's not really. I could have Googled it. I just
but you didn't. Though. You didn't.
I did not remember.
Now we know who it is.
It's O. The movie is called O.
Oh,
yes. For anybody wondering.
Yes, for anyone wondering. And why we would even bring that up before we're going to start talking about Gen V?
Because I think I know why, but do you know why?
I do know why.
Okay. Let's go ahead and talk about Gen V. What is Gen V? How's everybody doing, by the way?
How's everyone doing today? Gen V. Yeah. So honestly, I'd forgotten this was coming out. I think I can blame it on the writer's strike, the fact that they don't, and the actor strike, there's no promotion going on, which obviously, which now the writer's strike's over. Hooray. And all of our favorite late night folks are back on the air, and our daytime folks are back on the air. Maybe not Drew Barrymore. I don't know. I think some of her
we never left.
The ones who are actually WGA members.
Those people.
SAG members, like those the real people. Professionals.
Okay.
But so Gen V, it is a spin-off of The Boys. Pretty much the same creative team of The Boys. Evan Goldberg, Eric Kripke. So this has the same people on board to create it. You'll see a lot of cameos from actors in the Boys proper show, of course, and it's also on Amazon Prime. This is slated, I believe, to be 8 episodes, but we've gotten the first 3 episodes, which is what we're going to review today. So, Yes. Now, Omar, from a comic standpoint, because I don't know, are there comic spin-offs with these characters? Is this something completely made up for TV that's nothing to do with Ennis or anything like that?
No. Like I can honestly tell you, The Boys was nothing but the series, and then a couple of mini series, but not with Gen V as a focus. Like this is I feel like this is something that they wanted to do like an adult version of Professor X's X-Men. So it's a really interesting concept. I guess it might borrow a little bit from the Teen Squad, but I mean very loosely. Not nothing like this. I think this is kind of its own thing. I know that they stated that it's based on one of the story arcs. I think it's where's my omnibus? It's the 4th story arc. It's the we gotta go now story arc. Yeah, but very, very loosely.
Very loosely.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. So we were not scabbing Griffinics. Unfortunately, we don't have the creds yet to be a member of either one of those guilds. One day, maybe.
Maybe one day. The minis were focused on each of them, right? Yes. Yes. And then there was also the one series, Dear Becky, which came out after The Boys was over too. Yeah. But as far as Gen V, no ongoing, nothing like that. And like I said, loosely based on that story arc is what this is based on.
Excellent.
So it really does feel like it's a unique, hey, we're world building. We have this whole world where Homelander is worshipped, and here's some of the people that worship him that have powers.
Yeah.
And now that we know the cause of a lot of these powers, we can start exploring how other kids are being affected by it, which I think is what this show's trying to do.
Exactly. And where does this take place in the Boys timeline, the TV show? Is it incongruent with?
Isn't it?
Because, is it? I think so, because we already know it was already revealed to the world about the V, right? That they're or give it to their kids and all that. Yeah.
Well, and then the Homelander had gone off on the reporters, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So I
So it is
assume this is post. Well, I mean, at the beginning, it's before, right? It's
Yeah.
before the boys because we see the introduction of a new character. But this present day, I think, is present day, whatever post season 4 of the boys.
post season 4, which is kind of crazy.
Or maybe concurrent with. No, I really think it's post season 4. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Let me
But-
know in the comments if you know.
And plus, since they don't have a lot of, there's not too many references to the boys, which is good. So it doesn't, that whatever's happening on that show, I don't know if it right now necessarily affects what's going on in this show and vice versa. But let's talk about the show. So we have 3 episodes. First episode is our introductory episode where we get to meet all of our, what I assume will be the main characters for this series until someone maybe gets killed off. I don't know. Who knows what happens. But there will be spoilers. So Omar, make sure you put the spoiler ticker down below because we are going hot and heavy into these synopses.
That's what we do. Haven't been able to catch a live in a while, but I actually watched Gen V, so it won't be spoiled. Well, it's good to have you here. I'm glad that you're here and you watched it.
Exactly.
Let me add the spoiler tag for anybody that doesn't want. You know what else is over? I forgot. Is the the Ahsoka.
Yes, that's right.
I haven't finished watching it. I have one more episode to watch, but so Gen V, Generation Z.
Yes. So first episode is where we are introduced to all of our main characters. And the first one we are introduced to is Marie Moreau. And we are actually introduced to her as a preteen. So she is, I believe, 12 because she gets her period for the first time, what everyone loves to talk about on TV. And it's 7 years previous. So A Train just got elected into the 7, right? Big deal for her family because obviously they're a Black family and this is a very exciting time for them. And so she goes to the bathroom and realizes, at this point she's had no powers. They haven't really manifested. But then she gets her period for the first time. And that's where we can see that she can manipulate blood because her period blood flies up out of, anyways, so that happened. And
please do go on. Teach me more about it.
Because if you've watched it, you know how graphic this scene gets. So she's freaking out and her mom comes in, and because she can't control her powers, she can manipulate her blood to make it a weapon. And she ends up cutting her mom's neck, major artery, and she's bleeding out all over the floor. She's freaking out. Her dad comes in. She freaks out, and all the blood just like splatters, and because it's made into like little knives, I guess. And her dad's now dead, and her younger sister's watching all of this happen.
Yeah, it's a really strong opener as far as like, holy crap, there's some trauma going on in this show.
Yes, 100%.
Definitely adult material too. Like I was watching it with my oldest kid, and I'm like, nope. Because something happens. I'm like, I know where this is going. And no, I did not know where it was going to go, but I'm glad I told her to stop watching.
You talk about Emma or Cricket and her little dude? Yeah. I asked Corey, I was like, would that turn you on? He's like, no.
Well, I mean, obviously that guy has issues, right? Because he was like, because the girl was like, yeah, he wants everybody to say how big his thing is. Oh my God, the thing that they got there, that was great. Yeah. Her little sister thinks she's a monster. Yeah, that was heartbreaking. That was heartbreaking. As a matter of fact, Kingsport Cow's how I found out about the show. He was on our Saturday stream and was talking about the show. And I'm like, what the hell is Gen V? Because I had forgotten about the show. Because everything, I thought everything was postponed. Like the writer's strike was delaying everything. So I didn't know what was going.
Yeah. And that's
coming out or not. And then we also have
when they can't promote it.
Loki.
Yeah, Loki comes out tomorrow at 9:00 Eastern Standard Time.
That's crazy.
Also, that's insane. But we will do a review of that as well on Friday. But anyways, not to digress. So then we are flash forward into the future, and Marie has been accepted into what I thought was Godolkin, but it's Godolkin. And all I keep thinking of is that song. We're like, Godolkin. And I was like, what? Interesting name. Okay. So she's been accepted into Godolkin University, which is a premier university that's training future superheroes. So she's very excited to go. She wants to be a superhero, and I'm sure to make up for what she's done to her parents and show people that she's not a monster, right? Especially her sister, who is in foster care or she's been adopted. Basically, they're no longer together, right? And when she's there, she gets to meet
Lionheart.
Hey, Lionheart, our whole cast of characters that we're going to be seeing throughout the entire show. So first we have her roommate, Emma, who Omar and I were alluding to earlier. Her power is that she can turn small, like Ant-Man size, but only if she binges and purges. So yeah.
She makes that noise. Yeah. It's yeah, that was a really interesting power how she came about with it too.
Exactly. So that was an interesting one. Then we also have Andre Anderson, who is actually like a legacy. His dad is Polarity, played by Sean Patrick Thomas from my favorite movie.
I got you.
Yep, that movie. That's right. Omar's not being the least bit.
Whoops. Nope. Hold on. Why did you put me in charge of Gibbs? Where is that dude? Oh, here we go.
It's not that hard. There we go. Save the Last Dance.
You downloaded a lot.
Yes. We and that's where we were trying to figure out if he was an O as well, but that was Mekhi Phifer. Wrong guy. So anyway, he plays Polarity, who was a superhero, of course, I believe in the 7.
I can't get rid of this thing. There we go.
And his son is Andre Anderson. And so just so you know, these two actors, Jazz Sinclair plays Marie Moreau, and Chance Perdome, maybe I'm mispronouncing his name, plays Andre Anderson. Fun fact, they were both friends of Sabrina in the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina on Netflix. So,
is that really a fun fact?
That is a fun fact. So if you haven't seen our review of it, you probably have seen them in that as well. But check it out because they were also in that. So it's not
in the first season?
Yeah, they were in all the seasons of the Chilling Adventures of
Sabrina. I watched one season that you, Maddie, and I reviewed, and that was it. So
and they were
I had no idea how many more seasons there were.
We are also introduced to, and Andre's power is he can move things and manipulate things. And we get to see that power in action a couple of times. And one time at the end of this episode, he ends up almost killing someone. We are also introduced to Kate Dunlap, and she can do mind control, right? So she can make someone think a certain thing they want to think. She has the Jedi mind tricks, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like Rumor, right?
Yeah, like Rumor. I heard a Rumor. Yeah, and that's what she can do. So then we also have Jordan Lee, who is an interesting character because it's actually played by 2 actors, male and female, and their ability is to shapeshift, right? So they can shapeshift into whatever they want because male or female, and that's where I guess it's also considered a trans character because they bring it up many times about how later on in this episode and then in the subsequent episodes, Jordan actually helps out with something that goes on at the end of this episode, but they don't want to praise him and promote him because it won't do well in Dallas, Texas, and Alabama, and all those places where most of maybe the bigots live. So that's what is very unique about that character. And then we also have Golden
Not
Boy.
That bigots can't live
anywhere
else
because they specifically mentioned areas of the South. That's why I'm bringing that up.
They did. And it was a really interesting move when they were like, oh yeah, because they're non-binary. So they did make it pretty open.
They did, yeah, exactly. Exactly. They weren't hiding.
That character is really interesting because, well, we'll go back to that because I did want to bring up that character and the powers that character has.
Yeah.
Because it's not just shape shifting, right? Like strength. No. Like whenever they're fighting Golden Boy, I thought that was really interesting. Yeah. But
exactly, and then Golden Boy. So Golden Boy or Luke, played by Patrick Schwarzenegger. For all those who were not familiar with who that actor was.
That's not a common last name.
No, it's not. So obviously you can see what his powers are. He is
fire.
The Golden Boy because he is like the next in line to be part of the 7 from what everyone, believes. He's always winning in all the rankings and things like that. So in this episode, Marie really wants to be a superhero, but they don't put her on the superhero track. I think they put her in like the arts or something like that. Performing arts, which is like I think what Emma's in and
like the Wonder Twins. Each character has a different ability, like the Wonder Twins,
The Wonder Twins.
sort of, except Wonder Twins weren't banging.
No, yeah.
Well, maybe they were. Okay.
Yes.
So one very important character that we didn't mention yet is the character of, I guess, the headmaster. Is that what you would call him?
No. So the headmaster is actually Indira Shetty. You're talking about Professor Brink, and he's
Brink,
a professor of it. He runs, I think, that department for the superhero track, right? So he runs that.
Yes.
And yes, so he's a very important character because he clearly has a very special relationship with Luke. Clearly, he's his favorite.
And his brother. Right?
And his brother, because there's also someone we are introduced to, like through flashbacks. His name is Sam, and he is not here at the university. Luke thinks he's dead, or at least he tells everyone that he's dead. And Luke's also having strange dreams about woods and all these different premonitions. Or are they premonitions, or are they things that have actually happened that he's been trying to keep buried down deep inside?
We won't know because after episode 1,
he's no longer with us. Yeah, so Marie wants to be on superhero track, but unfortunately she was denied, and she ends up kind of gaining recognition from the from some of the people like Andre and stuff, and they invite her to come out and hang out with them at a club. So she goes to this club to hang out with them, and during this whole time, Andre is talking to a girl. He takes a penny and he turns it into like a little bird.
he's flirting with her, like he's trying to impress her.
Yeah, impress
she's
her.
Like, "Oh, you're a soup," and he was like,
Ooh.
"Or I'm a magician, maybe." Man, that's what happens when you try to impress girls, dude.
You could end up in jail.
Cutting somebody's
cutting someone's throat. Yeah, so basically what happens is this little bird, he's like trying to move. He's like, oh, bet I could put in that guy's drink without him noticing. And as he's doing it, some guy hits him, and he's already drunk or a little tipsy. So he's not already in the right mind. So he loses his concentration, and the bird, made out of metal, slices this girl's artery. Very similar to how Maria also cut her own mom's throat. So this girl's bleeding out on the floor. They're like calling an ambulance, and they're like, she can't be saved. She's going to die. We have to get out of here because they're not supposed to be here, right? They're not supposed to be here at all. But then Marie doesn't want to see her die. So she uses her powers of blood manipulation to basically put her blood back in her body and like pack the wound, shut the wound. Eventually, she saves her life pretty much.
Yeah, so she's learned to, I mean, through this scene, we get to see that she's learned to control her abilities. Like, she's gotten better at it, and so much so that she can, like Amanda was saying, put the blood back in her body and make it flow again. Like, it never got into details because we cut from that scene to her eventually getting expelled.
Yes.
Because they can't expel the Golden Boy.
Yeah, they can't expel the Golden Boy or his buddy, who's also a legacy of a superhero. So Professor Brink tells her that she's going to be expelled. Now, keep in mind, this evening while this is going on, we also have the character of Emma, who clearly has her own issues going on internally. She is binging and purging to use her powers. She wants to be liked, but her social media is anything but that. People are just, telling that she's looking for attention and all this stuff. So she meets a guy. They go back to her place to have sex, and he wants her to turn small. And at first she thinks he wants and she's like, that's not going to work. Like proportionally, this won't work. He's like, no. And he basically wants her to
he just says,
a small little,
hold on to it
and bounce on his balls a little bit. Yeah. So
it is a really interesting fetish to have.
It's a really interesting fetish, yes, which is what we were talking about earlier.
I mean, he was complimenting her earlier, right? Like he was like, "Oh yeah, I used to jerk off to you," and
yeah.
Like it's just really weird. And apparently, he's had issues with women in the past, but she does it. Like this is where you learn how she does her powers. He goes to the bathroom, throws up, and she gets small. And then I think this is where they completely blew all the budget on this appendage, if you will, that's big enough for her to wrap her body around.
Yeah.
And
Did
he
she
just
run?
keeps telling. Yeah, she had her arm around him.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
like, "Tell me how big it is. Tell me how big it is, baby."
Like, it's the biggest I've ever
Uh,
seen.
and she's like, "Well, yeah, I guess it is the biggest."
Relatively speaking, compared
I
to
love
what
it.
the
I love
size
the way she delivered that. Hey,
yes.
Alex. Hey, Taboho. How are you all doing?
Guys, how's
Always
it
an
going?
instigator. Jern was asking really quick, what cities did they mention for you all? I live in Florida, and they said won't do well in Miami and Atlanta. I wonder if that's a different line for different regions. Oh, that's a good
I
question.
Yeah, I had thought they had said Dallas, but maybe I was wrong.
Hope you're doing great. One more weekend. It's a party in NYC. That's right, baby. That's right.
Right.
Do you think
Yes.
Homelander can beat Omni Man? No. Comic book? No. TV show and animated? Maybe. Maybe. It's a good question. As weird as it was, really awkward and weird, but it was fun, especially when she slaps his. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, right.
she stomps it, doesn't she? Stomp.
Yeah, she stomped it. She's like bounced it off. Because I mean, like, yeah, it was a weird scene overall. So, anyways, so Marie is expelled from the university, but she decides she's not going to take this lying down. So she decides she's going to go back in there, tell Brink, no, I am not going to be expelled. I saved that person's life. I deserve to be a superhero. And then she walks in to see the Golden Boy envelop Brink and basically burn him alive. So kill
Yeah,
him,
because
murder him.
so we were giving a little bit of clues, right? Like he was having a
Yeah.
nightmare or that vision. We don't know yet. And we don't see Golden Boy again until she's going in the office and she
Yep.
finds Clancy Brown. I love that actor.
I love that actor.
Melting away. And I was not happy to see one of my favorite actors die in the first
Right?
episode. So we don't know exactly what's going on. All we know is that Golden Boy ends up running outside and he keeps saying, "I'm sorry." He hugs, what is his name?
Andre.
Andre, right?
Yes.
And he whispers something in his ear, something about his father. He said, "Your father," like we find out in episode 2 or 3 what he said in his ear.
It's with your father, I think is what it's
Something
saying.
like
He
that,
said.
yeah.
Yeah, something along those lines. Because of what they're
So he flies up in the air, which is, this guy's not just firepower. I guess he can fly too, and blows himself up with all this blood all over the place. So did you think, like, when you saw the blood that Marie was?
I thought she was gonna put it back together for a second. I was like, that'd be so gross. I don't know what was gonna happen.
I didn't know either, and that's what I love about this because it's not based. I mean, loosely based on a story arc, but not based on a comic. So I didn't know where it was going to go. I was like, oh, this dude's going crazy. He's going to kill all his friends. Like, I really thought that's what was going to happen. He's going to kill the people filming. He's going to kill his friend. And that's where it was going to end. But no, he blows himself up. Like, and I'm curious as to why he would do that. I will say that they must have spent, I joked with Amanda that they blew all their budget on that appendage because man, they CG'd like his tear coming down his face. I'm like, come on, you can't cry on command. Like that was acting like 101.
Can Arnold Schwarzenegger cry?
Yes, he can. Yes, he can, and he did.
Okay, there we go.
Get to the chopper! Oh my god!
Yeah, but let's not forget that before he blows himself up, a fight does ensue.
We're gonna have a person instead appendage.
Oh, I know. I was a little worried that she was gonna go. That would have been super awkward. I'm glad that didn't happen. But right before that, though, there is a fight. So Marie is like, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything. But of course, he thinks she is. So he goes after her and she's running away. Then Jordan, our non-binary superhero, comes in and fights.
This is when you get to see.
Yeah, and gets to see using their powers, and they fight Golden Boy. But Marie, of course, is there with Andre at the end of it all, with the three of them there, right? So by the time we hit episode 2, everyone's saying it was Marie and Andre, not everyone, but the school and Vought, because they have to run their what they're going to say about it. They're saying that it was Andre and Marie because they don't want to include the non-binary superhero because it won't work in certain target markets, because that's how we know Vought is, right?
And it is a business. It is a business, and that's how they treat it. And it's back to being the boy. So there's always aspects that reminds you, hey, by the way, this takes place in the Boys universe.
Yes, don't forget
They
that.
blew the budget in the. What's up, Project Viking? How you doing, my brother? They blew the budget on the ear in episode 3. They built a massive ear with hundreds of gallons
Yeah.
of blood. Man, but it still looked fake. Why did it look fake? I think it was everything else besides. I see what you're saying, right? Like the ear hole
But it did
itself
look,
and the blood that looked good, but everything else looked like a cheap fake green screen. But anyway, I go ahead.
yes. So, of course, because of everything that happened, so for episode 2, they're gonna have these, press conferences and stuff, and they want Andre and Marie to speak at these press conferences. And of course, we get to see the Dean and Dira Shetty, who we've seen in The Boys already, right? So this isn't the first time seeing her. Yeah, so this is not the first time seeing her. And so they're trying to get her ready. In the meantime, Emma's dealing with her own thing. She kind of befriends this girl who is named Justine. She is very active on social media. She's also obviously a superhero, and she also has a very big following, is on like a TV show, and she befriends Emma in this episode and learns her dark secret about her binging and purging, and then decides to share the story on her social media, because as she should do, because she just thought it would be a good story for other girls
that are struggling with
that might be struggling with it. But Emma never agreed to that and didn't know that she was going to do that. So obviously she is fairly pissed
not
off.
cool.
Not cool at all. Let's not do that.
Yeah. I feel kind of bad for her, but also like she keeps she's the character that kind of keeps putting herself in these situations where she lets her guard down, which sucks, right? Because it's like somebody takes advantage of you and then you bounce right to somebody else.
Exactly.
What's up, Hunter? Love the show so far from Sentinel Comics with seeing Teen Soups. If we don't get quality mutants, we riot. Yes. That girl was a bitch, straight up. Yes, she was. Yes, she was.
Yes, and we have a gif of her as well. So in the meantime, we also have, so while Marie is gearing up for being interviewed, now she's no longer expelled. They are going to make her pretty much the face, right? Let's spin this the best that we can. And she is going to be the face. Apparently she tracks well with audiences because she's really attractive. And so they kind of want to make the face of this whole thing. And so while she's preparing for that, Andre and Kate, who I think was with Luke, they were together, they're dealing with the loss of their friend, right? They clearly loved him. He was a very dear friend of theirs. And Andre keeps replaying what Omar was saying earlier, that Luke had whispered something in his ear. And and we come to find out that it's a flash drive that is hidden in, of all places, the statue of Andre's father, Polarity, but like in his like
crotch
area. Yeah, so appropriate. So
it was just easier for him to get out, right? Like it was easier for him to get out
because he can manipulate the metal, right? And so, of course, they kind of start their own investigation into what's going on, because clearly they know, why would Luke kill himself? He didn't seem like the kind of person that would just do this to himself, kill Brink, kill himself. That doesn't seem right. And they know that he was talking about the woods. And of course, we get to learn more about this facility, this underground medical facility where his brother Sam is being kept, pretty much being, I believe, experimented on. And we later see in episode 3, when they need to control him, tortured by being electrocuted, right? So he's being hidden there, and they're trying to figure out, they don't know yet, because they think that his brother's dead. So they don't know yet until by the end of this episode that his brother is actually alive.
I do love the rankings that they have in this, because it kind of reminds me like rankings that would have on like Shonen Jump. I don't know if anybody was reading Shonen Jump, that in the Japanese version, like they would rank the characters, and it was funny to see like end of year who was like number 200. Like, but it's funny, the Deep was ranked number 6.
Exactly. So you have that going on. Jordan, of course, is upset that they are not being recognized, and they want Marie to let everyone know that they were involved, that they were the ones who actually fought Luke. And she does want to, give them credit. But of course, they do everything in their power, Vought's, Godolkin's crew, to make sure that she does not bring them up on stage when they do this press conference by bringing up her sister, right? Who they have found, because she didn't know where she was at this point. And they did find her, and she wants nothing to do with Marie, right? Because she thinks she's a monster and she doesn't want to be found by Marie. So so you have all that going on in episode 2, which then leads us into episode 3, which has a really crazy cliffhanger that they were just talking about at the end. So Andre and Kate are trying to devise a way to get into this facility where they now have found out that Sam is being held. There's also a party happening in honor of Brink, and they're all supposed to be attending this party as well. They get Emma's help to go and find Sam, and she agrees because they need someone small, right, who can go into places and get into the facility. So she's a little stoned, but she does help them. She goes into the facility. She meets Sam, who thinks she's a figment of his imagination because whatever the V did to his mind, I don't think we know yet to the extent of what the V's done to Sam yet, but it's messed up with his head, right? He's not right in the head. So he thinks she's a hallucination until they go over what's my favorite movie? And she's like, well, you're a white guy. And this is so true. And he's either The Godfather, Star Wars, or, what was the last one? Because I was like, these are all
Shawshank. It's always. Well, I mean, those, to be fair, those are ranked really high. They're great movies.
Okay, but yes, but
I mean, they're ranked high. And what was it? It was like Twister. No, what was his favorite movie?
It was Waterworld.
Waterworld, and she was like,
"Really?" And no, it reminds me we have to rank our Kevin Costner films.
The hell yeah, we do, because Waterworld gets a lot of hate for no reason.
And that's what he was talking about.
It's a good movie.
Yeah. So then they start having a conversation about that. And of course she's kind of likes him. He's he's cute. I think.
Yeah, they were kind of digging on each other there.
But of course, the facility, they know something's up. There's an alarm that sounds, and he's like, they have this device in him that electrocutes him. So he tells her to hide and run away. But the guard comes in there, he electrocutes him again, basically torturing him, and she doesn't want to let this lay. So she jumps on him and then climbs in his ear. And I think pretty much just stomps around in his brain, and you just start seeing the blood coming out.
Okay, so we saw in The Boys season 4, right? Was it season 4? No, yeah, season 3. Season 3. What's Boys did we just watch?
4.
4? Okay. We saw where what's his name goes inside of the guy's
and sneezes.
Dick hole and sneezes and blows up. I was like, okay, they're not gonna go with that same joke. Like where she's like eating part of his brain, she's getting bigger and bigger. So I didn't know what they were gonna do exactly, but yeah, sure enough, she destroys the inside of his head and pops out the ear, and that's what this is what we were talking about. So it looks like they did use like practical effects on like the blood and the pool of the ear hole itself, but everything around the ear looked so fake that it kind of. It was wasted on practical effects. Like that was just a bad mix of practical effects with CGI. Didn't look good. The blood. Yeah. There were some issues with the CGI in this, but we'll get there. So yeah, it ends on a cliffhanger of here comes a bunch of guards that see one of their guards down and dead, and yeah, it ends with her saying those exact things.
Yep. And so now we don't know what's going to happen until we see the next episode. So
interesting that they dropped 3. So are they going to drop 1 a week, kind of like The Boys? Is that what they're doing?
I think, yeah, it's going to be the same thing, but I'm sure they probably decided to drop 3 to start getting people interested in it, right? Because it's 8 episodes. So it's not like they're dropping 3 and there's only 6. There's still there's 5 more episodes to go. So we still have quite a bit of story, and they're clearly packing a lot of story into each one of these episodes, right? So not only are we getting the backstory of a lot of these characters and the struggles they're going through as these young adults who also have superhero powers they never asked for, right? Their parents just put this upon them by giving them V when they were babies. They never asked for this. And I think it was Jordan is the one who resents their parents, right, for doing this, even though their parents are like, you should be happy. But of course, it's not it's not their, they didn't decide this to be a superhero. They didn't decide to have these powers. That's not their decision. So you have that going on while you also have a mystery, because a lot of these young adult led type of shows always should have some type of mystery involved, with some big bad, some shadowy organization, some shadowy, thing going on, nefarious thing going on in the background. And so that's what we get with the Woods and Sam and whatever Brink was involved with it. And obviously Indira Shetty is in on it. So you have all these, and obviously Vought is as well. So that's going to be the big mystery for this season, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can see that, and I can see it being dragged out, and I'm curious how it's going to connect, or if it will at all, to the boys.
I'm curious.
Which is weird to say, right? Because it's not like this is S.H.I.E.L.D. and the boys is Avengers too.
Yeah.
The Boys is also a TV show, also coming out on Amazon. But I'm curious how it will connect, if it will connect. And man, the writers on this, they really went all out with this is not X-Men, this is not New Mutants, because look, there are people having sex. Butt naked sex, not my gripe when people have sex in movies and TV shows is when they got clothes on and the covers are on. I hate that so much. It throws me out of the scene. Not because I'm a perv, but I'm just a realist. Whereas in this, everybody's butt naked when they're having sex, and it was like, oh wow, they're really pushing the fact that this is not Runaways, this is not Umbrella Academy.
No,
this is like hardcore The Boys type of humor and vulgarity, and so it's that kind of stuff. It's what to expect.
Exactly, 100%. So first 3 episodes so far, what are your first overall thoughts? What are the things you like about it, Omar?
I like the kids. I like the story so far. Honestly, I really liked Marie in the first episode. Yeah. And then she kept getting on my nerves. Like, I did not see that character arc going that way.
Yeah.
Where she is agreeing to do all these things, all these shows. And, it's like, I guess in my head, I was more wanting her to reunite with her sister no matter what. And I feel like that's where it's going to go, but not the route that they're taking.
Yeah.
But I really like the other kids. Like, Andre's cool. I like him. And I cannot remember the young lady's name, the manipulating powers. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's Kate.
Kate, yeah. I like her too. She grew on me.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about her in the first episode, but I really liked her by the 3rd episode. And of course, her and Andre, I don't know if it's like, trauma sex, but yes, they do have sex in the 3rd episode, even though she was with his best friend Luke, but now Luke's gone, and they're both sad over the loss of their friend, and those things happen, right?
Yeah. I like Jordan. I didn't like Jordan at first because I think I needed that episode with Jordan's mom and dad. That was really cool. How it's weird because it's not like it's the stereotypical part of like Asian parents wanting their Asian child to be successful and follow these particular guidelines that you've seen in shows and movies.
Yeah.
But in this, there's a little bit. Well, actually, no. There's a whole lot more than just that, right? Like it's powers, it's non-binary, so it's really interesting. And the character was really. They really did a deep dive on the character in the 3rd episode at the party. I thought that character grew on me. Yeah, the one that surprisingly I can't stand that much is Marie, which sucks because I really liked her in the first episode.
And I think the problem is with Marie's character is because, and I think we should have known it when you see, like, from the get-go, she's so determined to be a superhero that she'll do whatever it takes. And at this point, if that means doing all these shows and maybe throwing, not giving Jordan the credit that they deserve, that it would happen that way. And eventually she'll come back around and redeem herself at some point, but we're just gonna have to wait for that. Meanwhile, we are, characters I thought were going to be villains like Andre, Kate, turn out to be the characters I like the most, especially Andre. I love Chance Perdomo in The Chilling Adventures. I loved him as Ambrose. He was one of my favorite characters on that show. If you watch it from all the seasons, not just the first season, he becomes one of the best characters. Whereas Sabrina gets kind of annoying towards the end. He becomes one of the best characters in that show, and rightfully so. I see him becoming one of my favorite characters in this show too, which could just be a testament to the actor as well, and also how he's written, of course. And I really like Emma, who is played by Lizzie Broadway.
Yeah, she's my favorite.
Really like her a lot.
Like at first, okay, it's another thing like with tropes, right? When there's like any 80s movie with college kids, or I guess I'm sorry, American Pie, you always have the kid that is nothing but sex, and that makes up their character. It's like a one-dimensional sex machine, and that's it. Now, at first, I thought that was the way she was written, but no, there's so much more to her character. I really like her.
I know. You didn't get to meet her mom.
I know, dude. And that scene when she got high just cracked me up.
Yes.
That part got it good.
That was what I was like. That's really, yep. I like her a lot. Yeah, she's definitely my favorite. Her and Andre are definitely my two favorites.
Yep, and I'm curious where this is going to go. We got 5 more episodes left. So the only thing I didn't like, or I guess one of the biggest issues I had with the show was the CGI.
Yeah, you mentioned that, yeah.
You know, they did do some practical effects, obviously, but there's a lot. Whenever you have superpowers, though, like you have to have. Well, now we've gotten accustomed to having a lot of CGIs. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just kind of the way things work. And I mean, I like the story. I like where it's heading. I think they're doing a really good job with balancing out the overall mystery that we're going to be seeing throughout the season, right? With learning more about each individual character. I think that they're doing a really good job of putting all of that together and showering it throughout each episode so that it doesn't feel like either one episode's too heavy on one aspect of it or vice versa. And we're letting the mystery be a way to show us more about these characters, for example, instead of it just being like an additional thing we need to explain. So I think from that standpoint, for me, the writing so far has been pretty solid. I feel very invested in it already, 3 episodes in.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I think it's a good start. I'm curious where they're going to go with it, because how far does this mystery go? And
yeah.
Who's involved from the boys? This is the big thing for me. Like, I'm curious who's going to be involved.
Because we already had several mysteries, right, with the boys, finding out about the Compound V and all that stuff early on. So will this at some point somehow tie into, and it is King's protocol. It is. He said it was season 3 was the last season for us. So season 4 is the next season. So will this tie into season 4 when it comes out? It's going to be
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. So is that another one that got caught up with the strike and everything, that it's been delayed? So we might not even see it till 2025.
I don't know if 2025.
Well, I'm just judging on how long it takes to make a show, produce, get post-production and everything. I would assume if they didn't film yet, they would start filming next year. And to get it all out by end of year, that's kind of rushing it, isn't it?
Well, they haven't announced the release date yet. So right now it still could be 2024. So they never really announced a release date as of yet for The Boys season 4. So whatever they decide could have been pushed back, but for all we're going to know, that could have just been the date that they chose. But I know they had to stop filming. I thought they were, if I remember, weren't they one of the ones affected by the filming too when the actors went on strike?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yes, production was halted during the strike. Yes.
So if production was halted, maybe by end of next year, then if they keep going with it.
Yeah. Which is what I hope. So you didn't like the CGI. Is there anything else you didn't like about Gen V so far?
No. I'm digging it. That was my biggest gripe. Yeah, that's it. I mean, seriously, which Not the biggest gripe. I'm a big fan of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and that had some really bad special effects.
Yeah. So did a lot, like, so did Doctor Who. So did a lot of things. So it's all good. Jerm was saying that I think we're watching Marie's arc where she goes against her values and regrets it, like Starlight did in the beginning. And that's very much could be the case where she's going to follow a path similar to Starlight. Whether or not she goes like rogue, renegade, or anything like that, I don't know, because I just don't know where we're going to find these characters later on in the end of this season and on to the next season. If it's going to continue after season 1, that's going to be a question.
Yeah, so what have they announced about this show so far? Is it just this, or is James is saying, according to Collider, there's our Oracle. The Boys season 4 filming wrapped up on April 12th, 2023. So all they need is just post-production stuff, right? Special effects and all that.
Which also would have been put on hold because
okay. I mean, at least they got it filmed, right?
Yeah, that's better than some TV shows and movies.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Have they ever told us what Compound V is made of? No, not in the show. What's up, Bert? How are you, brother? Although impressive, the actor portraying Golden Boy's physique pales in comparison to his real-life father, half-brother, Joseph, and brother-in-law, Chris. Ooh. Chris Pratt?
Yes,
Chris
that's
Pratt,
what I'm talking about, yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, I thought you were comparing him to Arnold. I was just...
No one could compare anyone to Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I'm just amazed that they hired a kid that couldn't make himself cry. I was like, man, they CG'd that tear.
Maybe he could cry, but where they had to do like
where he lit himself on fire.
Maybe it's just like the post production that looked good, so they had to add an extra tear. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, I'm super excited for it. I can't wait to see the rest of this this season. We got 5 more episodes to go, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be really cool. It's a really good commentary.
What would you give this show out of 10 then, Amanda? Was there anything that you didn't like? I talk about what I didn't like.
Yeah, I mean,
I thought that damn shirt said "I love Patrick," that dude from SpongeBob. No. What the hell? All right. Was there something you didn't like?
Honestly, I mean, something I disliked. There wasn't anything in particular. I mean, yes, some of the CGI wasn't the best, but overall, I really did think it was a solid. I really enjoyed it. So I didn't find anything glaringly obvious that would have been a flaw for me. Does it lean too much on what The Boys was known for? Maybe, but that's just because that's the genre and that's what they're going for. So you can't really, can you fault them for that? Did we want them to try to be something different than what The Boys was? Because if they did, then people would be like, this isn't The Boys. You know what I mean? So,
well, but I really do think it feels different enough. And then there are little reminders like, hey, this is totally The Boys, or in The Boys universe, rather.
Yeah, exactly. So for me, I think I would give it, because I don't know how it's going to land. So I'm going to give it a 8.5 out of 10, because with the hope that I could give it a much better score by the end of it.
I thought actors just put tweezers in their pockets and started pulling hairs to make themselves cry. That's what real actors would do.
Yeah.
Brando.
If you're a woman, that will make you cry because you're used to getting things pulled out of you a lot more painful than that.
Okay. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. An 8 out of 10 so far. First 3 episodes, and then yeah, we'll see what happens. Could be one of the greatest shows ever, or not stick to its landing. So let us know in the comments, or if you're watching right now, what you would give Gen V, the first 3 episodes, out of 10.
Yeah. So speaking of the writer's strike, so that is officially over.
Yeah, we didn't have a show last week. I forgot.
We didn't have a show last week, yeah, because I was in Denver doing work stuff.
They don't have internet there.
Well, Well, they do, but I was
Nope.
with
Breaking news.
some of my peoples. It was a fun time. Good work trip. Also
Mhm.
sick. That's also not great, which is why I'm coughing like a fiend. But yes, they did strike a deal. So ended on September 27th, 148 days. So about 5 months they were on strike. And of course, the actors are still on strike. So while writers can go back to work, because we also found out James Gunn is writing Peacemaker season 2. He has announced that. Very excited because I love me some Peacemaker.
I thought we knew that already. I
Not that he was writing it. We just knew that, but he's confirmed officially that he is writing.
Kind of figured that was his baby, but okay.
Yes. But very exciting stuff. Anyways, so let's talk a little bit about like just the highlights. So what are the actors or the writers? What are they getting? So here are some of the things that it includes. First, an 18% pay bump for writers who work on longer content with a budget of $30 million or more and are made for streaming services. So I believe like probably this show, for example, would be considered that. And yes, we are going to watch Loki season 2. I don't know why you look confused about that, Omar, but we are going to be.
I don't know what to write here. Writer strike. WG, is it WGA?
Yes.
Okay. Let's talk about the WGA, which is not a wrestling federation. There we go. Sorry, I didn't know what that's why I was confused.
No, you're fine. Yes, we are gonna watch. I think is it this the first episode that comes out tomorrow for Loki?
God, I hope so, because I can't do 3 episodes in one day.
There's only 6 episodes in this season 2 of Loki, so they better not put out 3 episodes because then
that's
half the season. So I think it's going to be 1 episode. Though other like reviewers got 4 episodes.
You guys want us to review? So I only have 1 more episode, but I don't know if Amanda's caught up or not. And
I have a couple I need to catch up on.
We are going to New York Comic Con, and it's going to be so hard.
Yeah, we're going to try to work it in.
And try to finish recording and doing the videos that I do to make sure that I have those videos out while I'm gone. So that's a maybe. We did review, I think, the first 3 episodes, right? Was it the first 3?
The first 3 episodes. So we are going to probably we will do a season ending review, like a whole season review. It may not be like within the next week or so, but we'll probably do a more in-depth like season 1 review once we're back from New York.
We're in October. We need to watch some horror movies. I already got a lineup.
I know he's mad that we've already are cutting into that because all these shows decide to come out in October.
Why couldn't they come out in September, man? Ruining my
we were want for content in September. Doing was it really that bads and rankings and the whole 9 yards. So
I know, but that was a lot of fun to do, though.
Yes.
Yeah. So we can try to squeeze in Ahsoka and Loki, maybe, depending on how many episodes of Loki drops, too.
Yeah, it's just 1 episode. That's going to be super easy.
Yeah, and that will be on Friday. And then maybe or maybe not, we if we have a show next Wednesday, it'd be really cool to do like a horror movie.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, yeah, we get into New York on Wednesday, so it's going to depend on how we're feeling on Wednesday. If we're playing the Wednesday show by ear, but we are doing a live stream on Saturday
the Saturday stream will be there, but it'll probably be earlier, probably around 8:00 or so, just to make sure we have enough time to go into the con and do what we need to do.
Exactly.
You guys see Talk?
No, I want to see it though. I've heard
Talk to Me, and I haven't seen No One Will Save You. Is that the one with the lady that lives by herself? And there's an alien spaceship outside. I saw that one with my mom and dad. That one was okay.
I don't know.
Maybe this is another one.
Yeah. Oh, well, what do you think about if it happens, it will be a cameo, and I guess that's going to be cool if she's Dazzler.
Finally get Dazzler, huh?
Boss Logic just did a mock-up of her as Dazzler, so everyone.
I'm surprised Boss Logic ain't hiding, man. With all the hate about AI. Like, he was the first guy that I remember blowing up huge. And I know his stuff is art manipulation, as they call it.
Yeah.
But technically, that's what some of these AI apps are doing these days, and people are pissed. Yeah. I did like Talk to Me. That was good. I'll rewatch it. But I was thinking of like doing some classic stuff, like
I really want to watch Jason in Space. Why is this not a thing
why
we haven't already decided on?
because look, this is what's gonna happen. If we let people vote for Friday the 13th movies, nobody's gonna vote for no. You know what? Jason X will get more votes than like Jason Goes to Manhattan takes Manhattan, or Jason Goes to Hell, or oh my god, that was so awful how they brought him back. What's up, Lenny Laserdisc? How are you, brother? Hi,
Hey,
Omar.
Lenny.
I mean, Amanda and Omar. Love me some Garth Ennis, and can't wait to check on Gen V. I love the Boys TV show. Have any of you ever checked out the TV show
Oh,
Banshee? It's great. No, I haven't seen it,
no,
man.
I'm not. Yeah, but that's something I would definitely want to check out. Um, I need to start penciling in all these shows. I am like,
Yeah,
oh,
we need a secretary. James, where are you?
exactly, James. We did.
James,
We need
where's the article? Write that
list
down. James,
everything that we need to watch.
it's the newer Alien. Okay, I did see that one. Yeah, that one was okay. I appreciate the fact that I love when movies show aliens, right? Because we grew up in an era where aliens were a big no-no. You never show, and it's the fear of the unknown. But more and more so, like we're starting to show more of the aliens, the grays. Really cool. Jason X is hella fun. I loved it, dude. That's like probably my second favorite Friday the 13th. I'm gonna see the new Exorcist on Saturday.
Oh, nice.
I'm curious about these movies, man, because like the original ones hold a special place in my heart because I watched those movies when I should not have been watching those movies. I was too young to be watching those movies. So a lot of the imagery, I mean, when Reagan turns her head 180, man, that is forever embedded in my freaking brain. That lives there forever. And
Yeah.
it's creepy as hell. And I'm so glad they didn't release it until much later in my adulthood, where she's walking down the stairs like backwards. Oh my god, I'm so glad because that was deemed too scary for theaters back then. Man, Exorcist had it right, dude. The Exorcist, they had ambulances at movie theaters because people were passing out. That what a good marketing. Like that was genius.
No, I have not seen that.
It's good. The sound design, Alien, and No One Will Save You. Yeah, I dug that. I did dig that. I want Brainiac to be the next big bad in the DCU. I'm sure Brainiac will come, but it might be a different one. I watched the first Fear Street. That one was okay. So I'm curious how the other two do. I'm dude, like my taste in horror movies are all over the place. I kind of wanted to start like watching. I told Amanda I wanted to do something tame first. And like do something like Monster Squad or Gremlins.
My taste in horror movies is no taste. Is don't watch them. Avoid them at all costs so I can sleep at night.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
I mean, I could do zombie films because for some reason zombies are fine. Like,
but tend to be more about the people that are surviving than the actual scaring. Yeah. And I like all kinds of scary things, like psychologically scary. I like jump scares, which I don't really affect me anymore. But there's some really good ones out there to this day. There's some good ones that get you, man. So I love horror movies, dude. VHS brother.
Non-horror movies get me.
VHS brother. What's that? Yeah, dude. Amanda's so funny when we're watching a movie. It ain't even a scary movie, and a jump scare gets her like a kid's movie, and she jumps. She's like, ah! And I was like, really?
Exactly.
Dude,
that's what I'm saying.
VHS, I love those movies. The second one, the first one had two really good stories. This anthology. The second one had the alien one, brother, where them kids got abducted, and that big creature. It's the Asian story, right? Like where the group of kids or students go to this place, like a cult. Ah, dude, that one good. That one was good. Bert. Thank you so much for the super chat, my brother. I second Banshee, underrated gem. Anthony stars
in it. Well, that's cool.
There you go. Barbarian was good. You saw that, didn't you?
I did actually watch that in the daytime, in like segments. Yeah, because I was just so curious about it because of the reception it got, and I was like, "Is this really like the best, like one of the best horror films?"
It definitely was probably the best film last year. I watched I haven't seen the new one. I watched X and Pearl, and I thought those were okay. That girl is amazing, though.
I do
The
want to see.
actress,
Yeah.
she is one. Even though I didn't really like the movies that much, because everything is Chainsaw Massacre after
Yeah.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but she is an amazing actress. Disney Originals is more dude. When I was a
I
kid
do
though,
love me some Disney originals though. Let's not lie.
for real though. Oh wait, you're talking about Disney Original? That's crappy. What was the
I'm
one?
talking about like Smart House, Alley Cats,
God.
Johnny Tsunami. I'm talking about the Lizzie McGuire movie.
Okay,
Like,
dude, the
ooh.
Ichabod Crane story.
Oh yeah,
That was good. That was creepy. The Disney one.
yes, I love the with Mr. Toad. Yes, I like Ichabod Crane.
No horror movies, Amanda. You just reviewed a show
It's
where a
not
girl
the
kills
same
her parents with
show.
menstrual daggers, not
It's not
Nightmare.
the same
Yeah,
show.
almost like Carrie, right? Carrie's a
I
classic.
think it's like really like Ghost. Like, so we watched. He did make me watch Record, and of course, like The Grudge, things like that, where you can't like that. They can't be defeated, right? How do you defeat a ghost? Like, you just can't defeat ghosts. It's indefeatable.
You gotta pray.
Yeah, pray. Apparently, I mean, even like with It Follows, right? How do you
I love that.
see an idea like that? You can't.
It Follows had a really good Argento feel to it. Like you are watching everything through a window, and you're part of the experience. I love that about those movies. Yeah, there's so many to choose from, and we only got like I think 2 weeks. I don't know if we'll do a show next week or not. But what I wanted to do, my idea was to do something tame for Amanda, so like Gremlins or Monster Squad. Which Monster Squad?
Did watch Trolls 2. Was that tame enough already?
Did we do Trolls 2? I can't. Oh, you watched Deathbed. Remember we did Deathbed?
And we did Deathbed.
Oh,
yeah, I've done some tame stuff. We never done like classic horror. That's why I was like, I want to do like a Jason or something. I mean, I've seen Halloween Kills. I don't need to see a Michael Myers. I'm good.
Those okay, first of all, how dare you? Those Halloween movies. I know people love them. The new ones, they ain't nothing compared to the classics. Like the classics are where it's at. And I ain't even being snooty about that. It's just fact. Nobody can argue with the remakes are better than the original. No way. Hocus Pocus. Yes. We'll put Hocus Pocus against Jason X and see what wins.
Which wins? What do you want Omar to watch? Not really me. It's really, who do you want to annoy more, me or Omar? And then we'll see who.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to for real.
It really.
And what I was gonna do is like maybe do a poll for like slasher movies, right? Like some of the best ones that I think aren't like one. I think for every franchise is probably regarded as the best movie from that franchise, but not necessarily to me. Like my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street is 3. The Dream Warriors. But I think a lot of people probably think the first one is the best one or Halloween 1 is the best one. But for me, it was always Halloween 4. I love Halloween 4. Same thing with Friday the 13th. I love
Halloween 2000. Isn't that what that one's called?
Halloween Water, baby.
Yeah, H2O. That's what it was. H2O. Yeah, H2O. Yeah.
Hellraiser. I love Hellraiser. Well, they actually didn't we? I thought we watched Hellraiser.
No, Corey was watching the the reboot. I think that's the one that just came out. With the
I haven't seen that one.
Pinhead. So I was watching him watch a little bit of it. No, I've seen The Faculty. I've seen it.
Yeah, that's a Robert Rodriguez film, and it's got Elijah Wood. It's got that girl.
I saw it. And Josh Hartnett, Clay Duvall was in it. That's what you're talking about.
How did you know who I was talking about?
Well, we're finished your sentence because that's who you're talking about, right?
Okay, she was the white girl. She was the villain in it. She was the monster, the mom monster creature at the end.
Oh, you know the cute girl, not the.
Yeah, she was from 15. That show that what's his name? Ryan Reynolds was on in Canada.
Oh, okay. You're talking about the cute blonde that was like a new student, and they all had the hot. I was talking about Clea Duvall. She was like the
Fast and Furious.
No, no, she's not. No, like.
Oh wait, I know who you're. What made you think I was talking about that chick?
Because out of the two of them, she's the more famous of the two of them. Yeah.
Not Jordana Brewster, right?
I forgot she was in it too.
Yeah, she was fine.
I watched it for Elijah Wood and Josh Hartnett, so I don't know.
Oh yeah, me too. Who else was in that movie? There was another. It was definitely a late 90s.
Usher was in that movie.
Usher,
right. That's why I watched it because Usher was in that movie. Oh God, I want to go watch The Faculty again. Let's watch it. That's okay. I want to watch it again. Let's do it.
I don't know about that. The only good Halloween movies are 1 and 2, and I didn't like any of the others. I love 4, man. 4 was so good. I miss Freddy Krueger. Witches yeah, that one's definitely tame. So I was thinking of like tame movies, like how I introduce my kids to like horror
I've seen
movies.
the reboot with Anne
Yeah,
Hathaway.
we saw it together with
Oh, that's
Melanie. Yeah, it wasn't that good. The original one's still creepier. The Master. Good one.
He did all the screams, right?
Banshee is a great, dark, gritty, hyper-violent show. Own it, love it. Okay, need to watch it. That's 3 people talking about the Banshee.
I know.
Kevin
Where am I
Williamson.
missing this?
All right, Candyman, Jeepers Creepers, Slither. Okay, so yeah, I was gonna do a slasher, and then I wanted to do something really classic, like name like my 3 favorite Hitchcock films. Because I don't know how much Hitchcock you've seen, but I'm a
Not a
huge
ton.
like yeah, I'm assuming you've seen like like Psycho, right? Or like Rear Window or
I've seen Psycho, yes. Both
wait,
the
no,
original.
I know you haven't seen Rear Window because you and I talked.
No, but I did see Disturbia though. Does that count?
I'm gonna stop you right there.
Disturbia count for Shia LaBeouf? Okay, then I've seen
I'm gonna
Rear
stop
Window.
you right there. You ain't seen.
Wait, did Psycho with Vince Vaughn count? Then
we're done. We're done.
I've seen both those movies. We're good. We don't need to watch.
I know you have not. How about the Slumber Party Massacre? I love that movie, dude. It's a light horror movie, and man, I should watch it.
There are some light horror movies I can tolerate. Yes, Williamson did do the screams, and he was Dawson's Creek. You're right. Yeah, he was very prominent of my early preteen to teen years.
That's why all those things kind of feel like.
Wait, he didn't do. I know you did last summer, did he? I've seen those too. I've seen some slasher films. Like if they have my favorite, like Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Or Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yeah, Urshers and SMG and
Freddie Prinze Jr.
Freddie Prinze Jr.
Ryan
Phillippe will not be at New York Comic Con. He canceled. Oh no, that was last year. I'm so sorry.
Thoughts on Robert Eggers' The Witch? Have you seen that?
No, I have not seen The Witch yet. But isn't what's her name in that? Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah, she's good in that.
Yeah,
The Witch. It's good. It was good. I liked it. I love horror movies, man. I was trying to think of something to watch. So what's the verdict on the show? 8 out of 10 and an 8.5 out of 10. It's fun.
Yep.
It definitely reminds you, brother, if you ain't seen it, that it's part of the boys universe with
100%.
its,
yeah,
penises and shit. Monsters Inc. might be more of a Mantis P. Now, she does like thrillers. Like you like thrillers,
yes,
right?
Thrillers. That's a good yes. I like thrillers. Because I mean, even though I've seen those slasher flicks, it's not like I enjoy them. I watch them because they had someone famous that I wanted to watch in them, not because I was like, I really want to see I Know You Did Last Summer because, Jennifer Love Hewitt, such a great actress. No, I saw Sarah Michelle Gellar, Freddie Prinze Jr. in it, so that's why I saw it.
Yeah, I got it. You followed actors.
That's how I do things.
Wrote, I Know What You Did Last Time. Oh my gosh. I think I know why I don't like any of those movies. I wasn't a fan of those movies. Everybody kept praising those movies. Like my brother's a huge fan of the oh my gosh, not Urban Legend, which was another one of those franchises, but Final Destination. Final Destination.
Too, because I love Devin Sawa and Ali Carter from
yeah.
Stuff. Yeah. So
I did not like those movies, man. I know, man.
If you are a millennial and you are someone who will never drive behind a truck with
you gotta be millennial for that. You just gotta be smart.
Because after you see that, and what is it, the second one?
Second one.
All I think is that thing going straight through my windshield and just killing me. I hate when I have to be behind one of those log trucks. It is the worst. Ugh, it has ruined me forever. Yes, I've seen Nightmare Before Christmas.
I feel like most slasher movies are tacky with poor acting. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when those movies were coming out was the rise of the 80s released to VHS only, right? Like, companies were seeing that, hey, these people are making a shit ton of money releasing this stuff straight to VHS. They're
Yep.
not making a big. They're not a big budget or anything. And that was, I don't know if y'all remember this or not, but that was when like not even Blockbuster, but mom and pop shops were demanding like, oh yeah, we need more VHSs. These things we can't keep them in. The logging truck still gives me nightmares.
Yep.
Drug scene messed everyone up.
Yep.
Final Destination, yes, it is. Urban Legend. Oh yeah. I did not like that one either. Banshee was slept on because it premiered and showed on
Oh,
Cinemax.
Cinemax,
It has amazingly choreographed hand-to-hand combat scenes. Anthony Starr's peak of his
So is it
physicality
on
in this role.
So is it on
So
Max then?
I don't know, but
Okay.
I'm gonna watch that once I'm done with everything else. Maximum Overdrive, Green Goblin. Yes, man, the Green Goblin is the front of the truck. First Last Summer was okay, but the sequels got dude.
Well, yeah.
I remember taking it. I took a date to go see what was it? Yeah, I Know What You Did Last Summer too. And them fools try to make everybody believe they were in Jamaica. And all I remember about Jamaica was a fat white Jamaican guy. And it turned out to be Jack Black. And I remember not liking Jack Black because of that stupid fat Jamaican role that he played in that stupid movie. It took me a long
He
time
has
to
since
remember
redeemed
that.
himself, though.
He's redeemed himself. Those
He is
Stephen King
fantastic.
movies, though, I saw them way too early as a kid. You talking about which ones are you talking about? Like Carrie and Cujo and
Pet Cemetery, all that stuff.
we're talking about the ones made because even the ones made for TV were pretty good, like the Langoliers, even though the
who wants to see it? I mean, Tim Curry.
yeah, that was amazing.
Like,
and that there's a really good documentary about the making of that, like how
really?
it got made. Mm-hmm. But I figured, it'd be fun to do something tame and then, work yourself up to that level of, okay, let's do something a little creepy. And you ain't got to watch it by yourself. We could do like
I don't think it matters if I watch it by myself or with a whole group of people. I will still have nightmares.
No, dude, but you get really freaked out for real when you're by yourself.
I do.
You get like, you be angry texting me going.
But I also will be able to regardless. I don't know what creepy, like what level of creep, but
what's the scariest thing you've ever seen? Like what's something that you're like, nope. You close your eyes and you don't want to.
Grudge, The Ring, Record.
Grudge is a little unfair, right? When the old girl's running back to her room, she gets under the covers, and that bitch is under the covers. And I remember in the theater going, that ain't right. That's home base. That's home base. That's cheating.
It's not right. It's cheating. All of those things are cheating. Those three, right, are always stick out with me. I thought there was another one you made me watch. That was
The Descent got you good.
Oh, The Descent. Oh my gosh.
That's that surround sound too, man. When that creature pops up over here, you're like, and I had you purposely sit.
I don't want to do anything like those movies.
Those are jump scares. Those are good.
They are, but also it sticks with you. Both
of those are good. I know people didn't like Nope, but I really like Nope. I thought Nope was excellent.
I really liked it too. That was just that whole storyline. Everything about it was crazy. I mean, Get Out's a crazy storyline too, but like Nope. I mean, yeah. Stephen Yeun's character.
Check out one pretty creepy indie movie. That's one of my favorite things to do, Alex, with my oldest daughter. Is we look up creepy shorts or like horror shorts. Every year somebody's making some, and they're usually uploaded on YouTube. Jack Black has a fun role in The Enemy of the State. I forgot he was in that too.
Oh my gosh. Makes me want to go back and watch all these early 2000s movies.
Miss Minutes is becoming a horror icon. Very unsettling. Salem Slot. So he was talking about the Stephen King movies. I saw them way too early as a kid. Yeah. Same, brother. The made for TV. Sometimes they come back. Sometimes they come back was good. Is that the one with what's his name? No. He was in it. The guy from Three's Company. What was his name?
Ritter? John Ritter?
John Ritter, yes. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he was in that. I do. What's up, Cruising Through Space? Yeah, I saw Talk to Me. Amanda hasn't.
Clearly.
It's a good one. I liked it. And I saw the one that my boy Kingsport Cat was talking about, the one with the aliens coming down. Now I want some more. I kind of want some more. I just rewatched Monster Squad because I love that movie. Pick one Christopher Nolan or Steven Spielberg. Spielberg.
Yeah, I mean Spielberg. He's made childhood memories. I mean, love Nolan's films, but
Yo, man,
Spielberg is
oh my God, Spielberg, like, both of them make me cry, like, but Spielberg really hit, especially when you put him with, then again, Hans Zimmerman and that cornfield theme that plays in Interstellar when he's watching his daughter get older.
Yeah.
Man, McConaughey killed it in that. Dr. Sleep is so under. Dude, Dr. Sleep is awesome. It's like, that's the guy that did, his new show's coming out. I'm really excited. Hill House.
Yes, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, Mike Hannigan, Flanagan.
Flanagan. Yeah.
Yes.
Excellent. And it's like that to me felt like almost like X-Men meets do you know what it is, Dr. Sleep, by the way? Have you ever seen The Shining?
I do. Isn't it after
it is
the events of The Shining, right?
Yeah.
Because he's his son? Or it
will spoil something if I say who and what it is, but it's a good one. It's a good one. Okay. The name of the state is documentary film.
At this point, yes.
Yeah, for real. Hackman. He was in the Never Hike Alone 2, a Friday the 13th fan film. Will come out next Friday on YouTube. You know what's coming out on 4K, brother? Monster Squad next month. Nolan for me now as an adult.
Yeah.
I feel like Nolan is good, but man, there's just memories of like Spielberg, like Schindler's List, man, that movie's freaking powerful.
Yeah.
Like even some of his lesser known movies. Mike Flanagan's The Fall. The Fall House of Usher comes to Netflix.
I love that short story by Poe, so I'm very excited.
When you said, is that based on the story? I'm like, oh man, is that like a Y? I thought somebody YA'd it and like made a YA series out of it.
No.
So I was a little worried. I thought he was going to say Zimmer score from Gladiator. No, but I do like that.
Yeah.
It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground. Dude, yeah. Room 237. Was that the documentary? Like about The Shining and many like I think it's like interpretations of The Shining. And have you guys watched the John Wick spinoff?
I
haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, we started it this weekend, and
is that the Hulu?
No, it's on Paramount.
Paramount. Okay.
Yes. Peacock. I'm sorry. It's Universal, right? Universal has the rights.
I think they were doing a ballerina spinoff, but
they were with Anna de Armas, but I thought that was going to be a movie. Maybe, but yeah, no. I mean, I'm digging it so far. The Continental.
I try to watch Fast X. I did like Jason.
I finished it. It ended on a cliffhanger.
That's right. It's part one.
It got crazy.
Okay, we're not reviewing. I don't know why I started watching it. I think it just popped up, and I'm like,
because we will at some point go back to the Fast franchise.
I do not need that in my life.
It's gonna have to happen.
I need. Okay, I will give you Fast franchise. You're gonna go through all of the Friday the 13th. Yo, man, 7, where he fights a telekinetic character. Totally killer. Amazon Prime new horror comes out this Friday. It looks good.
Karen and Shipka in a while since Sabrina, so that'll be nice.
Oh, that young lady. Okay.
I
was like, who is that dude?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You know, we never finished talking about what the writers are getting from the WB.
No, we did. That's what happens on this show. All right, tell me what the writers are getting, man.
All right, just quickly, because I know everyone's talking about other things and not this, but
the chat's having fun. They're asking questions.
So they get a 26% increase in base rate for writers, like across the board. Bonuses for writers based on viewership of streaming services. Doesn't mean we're going to see the numbers, but they're going to get the numbers. I'm interested in how that works. Increased minimum rates for writers, minimum staffing for TV writers' rooms, protections against the use of artificial intelligence, matching or nearly equaling what writers had sought. AI can't be used to write scripts, better streaming residuals, and transparency regarding numbers. So those are like a lot of the big stuff that they're.
So AI cannot be used to write scripts.
Right now, exactly. Like they can't and I know because I was watching some other, like if they use AI at all, you have to let the writers know, what was used, how it was used, etc. So I know there's some rules around it, and then the staffing, depending on how many episodes it has, determines the number of writers in the room. So there is like a concern that, well, then streamers will just make less episodes so that they don't have to hire as many writers, right? So we may not see like 10, 12 episodes. That may be more of what we're seeing, 8, 6 episodes, things like that. If they are trying to skirt around, that was some of the concerns that were raised out of this. But I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, they are getting rate. There are pay bumps, which is a big deal, and they are going to do the protections on the AI, which I think is important. Nice.
Okay, thank you, Alex, for the super chat, brother. Okay, so I got the title right. You guys may try that 2011 indie movie called Asylum Blackout. It's pretty intense.
Why I'm just
thank you, sir.
Intense, scary movies.
She's all about that. Are the current Conjuring universe movies worth watching?
I guess I'll watch them if Ty Simpkins in it.
What's he in?
He's in the most recent.
Oh, shut up! I forgot who he was. You talking about that stupid kid, the Iron Lad? You and your obsession with that weird kid. Are you president of his fan base?
No.
I miss the good old days when there were like 20 episodes in a season. I wonder how. Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day. Honestly, like why things have changed, right? Like, on the Near Mint Collective channel, we had an episode about like why the shows don't have theme songs anymore, like they used to in the 80s. And a lot of it was due to commercial breaks. Like they had to have a certain amount of time blocked in for commercial breaks. Now we don't abide by that. And I think what brought it up was like She-Ra, right? Like of all shows.
Oh, yeah.
She-Ra on Netflix didn't have a theme and didn't introduce you to the characters in every episode. So it's really interesting. And it kind of led to this. Like it's almost like we've gone the route of like British television.
Yeah.
Like British television would do like 6, 8 episodes or drop an episode here and there as they want, which is kind of cool.
So, you know, what's really interesting about that, like in terms of episodes and things changing. So Paramount obviously they are the ones who put out Mean Girls. So yesterday, October 3rd was Mean Girls Day, right? That's when what's his name asked her what day it was, and she's October 3rd. And so Paramount put out the entire movie on TikTok in like, because you could do up to 10 minutes on TikTok, right? So 10-minute increments, like part 1, part 2, like, so you could just watch it for free on TikTok if you wanted to. And a lot of people are like, wait, but then you can't get, like, that's not the streaming service. So how are you going to get like credit for that, like writers and stuff to get money for that being streamed on TikTok? And then there's also some people who are doing that. And then also like they'll half an episode and then on the bottom, something else will play like an advertisement. So at this point, they're saying our attention spans are so tiny that we need to be watching like a TV show while also watching a commercial at the same time.
Oh, I believe that.
We have like the shortest attention spans ever these days. That's
why you were just with your friends or your coworkers, right? And I'm assuming a lot of them are younger.
Why would you assume that?
Because you said it was like a young company, so I assume they hire young people. Like,
well, no, I mean, my team's younger, but like a lot of people aren't younger in the company.
So your team, like that you hung out with, they're younger.
I mean, like 30 would be like the top age. Yeah, so
like 20s, 30.
No, like 30s.
30s, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so it's interesting to have conversations with people these days that when you're in the middle of some conversation, you kind of see this, right? Like when you're talking to somebody.
I gotta check this.
What the hell's wrong with you? But you know what I'm saying? And it's just come with how it's almost like we're being programmed. So if they're doing that, it kind of reminds me of like, well, yeah, of course, it makes sense. I've always talked about Vines. Like Vines have destroyed entertainment. If you can't get somebody's attention in like a second or two, nope, skip next video. I ain't got time for this.
Yeah.
And it's really weird. That's why We don't have things like Stanley Kubrick kind of shots, long shots or anything like that, because
Yeah.
I don't think people have the attention span for those kind of things. I don't know. I like to think better of humanity, but who knows? Oh yes, it was also Full Metal Alchemist Day. I always text my daughters the watch, because we watched that together.
Awesome.
The next Spider-Man film should be dark. Have you seen Spider-Man 3?
That was pretty dark.
It got dark, man. Do we still have the GIF? Let me show you.
Do we have the GIF?
Do we? Surely we
Who
have.
would delete that? That's like the GIF.
What? How is that deleted? Wait.
All my GIFs
Okay,
get deleted.
this is still here. This one's still here.
Who goes through and deletes GIFs? All of my GIFs are deleted.
I have theories, but I'm not going to comment. James A. should really get into that. Should I just watch Brotherhood? Brotherhood's good. It's like the manga. It's closer to manga. People's attention spans are shorter now, hence the theme song shorter seasons. They want to grab you, pull you in really quick, and get you hyped up for the next season.
That's right.
Fact. Yeah, it's sad, man. There's like no build up or anything. What do you guys think of Travis Scott wanting to do the soundtrack for Blade?
Sounds cool.
Sure.
I mean, why not?
Is that still happening? Like, what's the latest on Blade? I haven't even heard a peep since, besides rumors of Mahershala Ali being upset with the script. I haven't heard a single peep about it.
Yeah, me neither.
No official word, right?
No, and of course everything was halt. Well, I thought they were starting production or pre-production, but everything was halted because of the strike. So
yeah, so whatever was going to happen, we're still going to have to wait at least another year. I just wanted Fantastic Four, but I did hear that the Marvels has the shortest runtime for a Marvel movie.
Wow, that's interesting. Must have did a lot of editing.
I don't know.
Or not.
I don't know. And I'm curious where Loki goes and if it ties in. It's weird.
I feel like everything is like riding on Loki because everything's been so not well received. Minus like Guardians was, everyone really liked the Guardians because of the nostalgia and the ending and things like that.
It was a good movie.
And it was a good movie. And then No Way Home was a good movie. But then everything else in between with like, Werewolf by Night was good, right? There was like little.
I liked Hawkeye. I thought Hawkeye was good.
I did. I liked Hawkeye too. But for the most
this year though, it's
everything. Yeah. So,
honestly, about the only saving grace we had this year for movies was Flash. Why would you agree with that? What is wrong with you?
Oh, wait. What were you saying? I was looking at Dancing Tobin.
Were you looking at your stupid phone? This is the problem with your generation.
I was looking at that. I'm sorry.
There you go. That's dark.
That's distracting. Oh, my goodness.
96 minutes, I think. Yeah, shortest runtime for a superhero.
That is really short.
Loki can handle it. The atmosphere they set up, TVA is gold.
But
Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was really good. Amazing, Amanda. You're really amazing.
Thank you, Nimona. Triple 3.
And Hawkeye was nice. Yes, it was. I really like the Marvels. Will be better than Captain Marvel, especially with adding Miss Marvel and Monica Rambeau. It could be good. It says Sasha Calle. Yeah, she was great. She was great.
Yeah. I don't know if anything was a saving grace. It definitely wasn't. It was the uncanny valley of the bowl, the speed bowl or whatever that thing was called.
Yes, Into the Spider-Verse was amazing.
Yes. I don't consider that part of the MCU, but yeah, it was fantastic.
Why don't you? The Prowler showed up. He is literally sitting in the movie.
It's a part of it. Then.
Part of it now. Even it's part of the multiverse.
They do mention Doctor Strange and Spider-Man. I guess it is part of it. If for whatever it needs to be.
And I really liked TMNT. Yes. I thought that was an excellent movie. I hope it did enough to warrant a sequel.
I mean, it stayed in the top 10 for quite a time for the kind of movie it was. So I hope that does something.
Yeah, that one was good. And Spider-Verse was solid. Flash. Actually, I didn't hate Flash. I thought Flash was good.
Oh, we know you didn't hate Flash.
Okay. You didn't either. according to James, he knows exactly what you gave it. You
Yeah,
kind of actually liked it. I liked it. I didn't.
I gave it a 7. I don't know if I'd say like
That 7 is like I've rated things at 7 that I liked. Yeah, 7 is liking it, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I liked Michael Keaton.
Yes, but he
and
wasn't
Sasha
even.
Kaye.
Yes, that was about it though. I still haven't seen Across the Spider-Verse. It's good. It's a good one.
Movie. Mm-hmm.
I had a little issues with it that got one of my viewers really upset with me and arguing with me, but at the end of the day, as long as they liked it, I don't care.
Oh yeah, I remember
that. TMNT is on Paramount
good.
Plus now. I'm going to watch it with my 12-year-old son. Now that's what's up.
My daughter, who's 8, will be 8 this Saturday, really liked TMNT. Like, it was made for Generation Alpha. Like,
What the
really
hell is
was.
Generation Alpha?
I guess our kids. I don't know.
Quit making up generations. What's Gen Z? Generation Alpha. If I'm Gen X, how is Alpha? Anyway, yeah, I'm Across the Spider-Verse. Do you guys think Disney has stepped? We'll take this last question. Do you guys think Disney has stepped down in terms of quality of their animated movies?
I don't. Yes. Yeah, I mean they've really relied heavily on the CGI and the storylines.
Well, I was just saying yes because they don't have animated movies. I mean, outside of Pixar, and I guess, well, no, they do their CG movies too, don't they?
Well, yeah, because Wish is coming out soon, but that's still, it's not.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, it's a Disney movie that's coming out. Like I think in like November or December.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, they just haven't had a lot of. I mean, certainly nowhere near like they're not going for the inventive, like, you know, DreamWorks has tried their hand at it with Puss in Boots, and I think that was very successful. Obviously, Sony with Across the Spider-Verse, Into the Spider-Verse, they're not taking chance. Even like TMNT, the animation in there was,
which was definitely, it's really interesting where in the 60s and 70s and 80s, everybody looked at Disney for the next big thing. Anybody that wanted to take a chance was like, let's do what Disney did, but tweak it a little bit.
Yes.
Now it's like Disney has Pixar and their CG things, and they're not looking elsewhere for improving what they've been doing for years. Nope. And don't get me wrong, them Pixar moms still got that booty, but sometimes you need a little more than that. Sometimes you need different, and that's what a lot of the studios were, gambling on. Like the Puss in Boots movie was excellent for that reason, and Across the Spider-Verse, like I said, will forever set like what the new standard will be for animation.
Oh yeah, 100%.
As far as like what other studios look to see. Oh yeah, we did. We loved Guardians 3. Guardians 3 was like 9.5, I think, for me. It was great.
You know how many times I've seen that Smart Lock? Like 3 in theaters, and I can't tell you how many times I've put that on since once it came out on digital and DVD. It's bad.
Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio watch. Yeah, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio is awesome. If you haven't seen it. I have not seen a single live action adaptation though. Disney adaptation. I think the next one
you don't need to see the live adaptation of Pinocchio.
Like Bambi, I think is the next one they're doing. Or so I heard.
Snow White's technically the next one that's coming out.
Snow White. Oh, God bless that young lady.
I don't know how it's gonna work. Yeah, but yeah, that's the next one that comes out. I don't know.
The animation Spider-Verse movie is doing better job with so yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we will be back on Friday to review
Loki.
Maybe episode 1, whatever episodes they drop.
Exactly. Wait. Porter, did you want to watch the live action? Okay, you don't want one there. Yeah,
you don't want to watch it. You already got the animated one, man. They know. Wait a minute, Kingsport Cow. They no goddamn thing as the live action Lion King. It's all CG.
It's still CG. I mean,
using real lions in that movie. That's live action.
No, you know, with live action animals, that's Homeward Bound. There we go. Homeward Bound.
Yes, those movies that took 5 years to make, like Milo and Otis. Milo and Otis took like 6-7 years to make. But anyway, you don't need that, man. You don't need that in your life. Go back and watch the original one.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not as good as the original. Like, you're missing a lot of the humor. The songs aren't as good. And I mean, yeah, you're not missing much. But you could also be the judge of that yourself. So you could go watch it and then report back to us. And
Yeah,
let us
you
know.
might love it. You might get a tattoo of live action Lion King on your back. And on that note, it's time to end it. Banda, sign us off.
So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And remember to follow us on all of our social media channels at nearmintcon. Remember to check us out on Spreadshop for some great near mint condition merchandise. And also check us out on Patreon. For $1 a month or more, you can support us here on this channel and get some cool perks along the way. And last but not least, if it's classy and cool, it must be near mint. Good journey to all are one.
Is that it?
That's it. That's all I got. I forgot my One Piece quote about vengeance. Damn it.
You need to go write that shit down. All right, everybody. Have a great night. And Kingsport Cal, you know I love you, buddy. You know I love you.
Yes. He's like, that